All right, people, welcome to this evening's game. Second game of the day for the Western Flames. Greenfoot Capitals here at the Grant Harvey Center in Fredericton. Second game for the Flames today. They beat the Kraken this morning 3-0. I believe this is the first game of the day for the Greenfoot, though. These teams haven't met since the first weekend of the season, I don't think. Possibly at one of the other showcases that I wasn't at, but at least here at the Grant Harvey Center, they met, I believe, the first weekend of the season. Played some tight ones. It's good action here today. Subway Selects. Just had an interesting one with the Western Wolves. Was the Western Wolves or the Lynx? Lynx. Cape Breton Lynx. They were up 3-0. Lynx came back, scored 2. Kind of late in the second, made a game of it. But then the Selects got a couple more in the third, capped that one off. Rockets beat. Who did the Rockets beat earlier today? They won 6-2 as well. And we're about to get underway here. I'll wait and talk to you after the music dies down. Oh, it's the speaker bank. All right, now that the music's off, I'll talk to you. A little bit loud up here in the broadcast booth at the Grant Harvey Center. 2 speaker banks right in front of us. Gets pretty raucous when they pump it up before the start of the game. And between whistles as well. Our goalies this evening, we have Rylan Arbeau in the net for the Flames. Austin Yeomans this morning, shutout against the Kraken. I believe that was her 3rd shutout of the season for Austin Yeomans. And down here for the Greenfoot Capitals, we have Lauren Delaney in the net. Dump in on Arbeau. She's going to shovel it off to her left-hand side. Boursier picks it up behind the net. Boursier looks up the middle of the ice. Chipped in. Icing signaled. And that one's going to come back. So a couple seconds in here, we'll have another face-off back in the Flames zone. Face off to the right of Arbeau. Little bit late getting started here. Gains have been running behind pretty much all day. First game of the day here for the Flames. Zamboni broke on a couple laps into the first game and set things back, and no time's been made up since. Puck into the neutral zone. Chipped into the Flame zone down below the goal line. Kearney puts pressure on it. She's got it pinned along the wall. Battling for it. Almost popped out to Polchis, didn't get there. I have a 55 in front of me here on the blue line. I don't have a 55 on my score sheet. See if we can figure out who that is. Folks tries shoveling out. That's held into the blue line by the Capitals. Folks again. Backhands out the wall. Doesn't get out. This time comes across to Folks. Gets into the neutral zone. Shot on Arbeau. She saves it off to the right-hand side. Ends up in the corner. Borsier's there trying to shovel it out. Lawrence, she can't get it into the zone. Capitals right back on it here. Power takes a shot, misses. Here's Feltmate. She looks up the middle for Lawrence, finds her, but quickly turned back over to Harland. Back into the flame zone again. Daigle gets a stick on it. 3 minutes gone here in the first period. Comes up the left side to Smith. Into the neutral zone. Chipped in. Flames got to tag up. They're offside here. Kelly sends it in the neutral zone. Ping-ponged right back into the Greenfoot end. Shots on goal here early, showing 3-0 in favor of the Capitals. Johnstone in there trying to dig it out. Capitals come out with it. Coming up the right-hand side here to Kelly. Kelly dishes it off to Driscoll. Driscoll coming in on the tight angle, cuts to the net. She's stopped. Cook tried to get it out of the zone, skipped over her stick. 4 minutes gone now in the first period, no score here. Cook's gonna dump it down. Puck down below the goal line. That's Payne, she reverses. Goalie goes down in the crease, untouched. Not sure what's going on there. Here's Payne. She goes across to her partner. Back into the neutral zone. And here is Sadie Mann, wearing number 5. Didn't dress for this morning's game. Affiliate player, Sadie Mann from the U18 Phantom Storm. She's made several appearances for the Flames so far this year. She's in the lineup with Sophia Gauvin out on an injury. Sophia Gauvin crashed hard at the last game before the holidays down in Quispamsis against the Kraken. And she's out for probably about 4 weeks. So there'll be some affiliates in the lineup here and there for the Flames on the back end. Puck moving through the neutral zone. Borsier tries to neutralize it, and that's blown offside. We're at 14:45 at the first period. No score. Shots on goal showing 4-0 in favor of the Greenfoot Capitals. My clock's a little off. I'll try and get you caught up here when I get a chance. Real clock is 14:41. Mine's showing 17 something. Not in sync directly with the arena. Shot that misses wide left. Ends up in the corner. Odin is on it. Odin tries centering it. Doesn't get it out. Now Dooland. She's going to cut back into her own end. Regroup here. Dooland still with it. Tries dishing off to Waterhouse. Doesn't get there. Pressure by Asbridge. She's pinned behind the net. Folks in to help. Asbridge comes out with it. Now Odin behind the net, looking for a centering pass. Doesn't get there. Doolan picks it off. Here comes Doolan through the neutral zone. Doolan scored the first goal for the Flames this morning. The Flames' only even strength goal this morning. 2 power play ones. One from Cook, and the other from Lawrence. Johnstone pushes it into the Greenfoot end. Payne, cross-ice pass. Coming up to the neutral zone. Chips off the feet of Kelly. Now coming back the other way again. Johnstone and Lawrence trying to work on it. Puck still in the neutral zone. Daigle pins it at the red line. Polchis gets a hold of it finally, sends it down to the Greenfoot end. Sent back to the flame zone again. Here's Daigle. Daigle looks to her left for Smith. Smith can't get a handle on it. Daigle gets it back herself. Daigle, she's just going to flick it in. Picked up in the corner. Here's Walter. Walter sends out the right-hand side for Prince. Back up to Cook. Cook dishes it to Nelson. Nelson tries a shot, doesn't get through. Still no shot on the board here for the Flames. Puck's going down deep. Kimball can't pin it. Shot in tight. Directed off to the side. Now Nelson. Nelson below the goal line. Got some music going in the background here, inadvertently, I'd say. We're all right. Puck in the neutral zone. This one's carried. Shot. That one's in tight. Played off to the right-hand side. A little bit of a blind zone here in front of me. A couple sponsor banners up on the Flames bench. Can't always see exactly what's going on right in front of the bench here. Pass back to the point. Beaton has it. Beaton sends it back along the wall. Fake shot. Centering puck. Loose still. Nobody can find it. They're still digging for it. Referee's right there. Finally blown down. And Arbo came in with that somehow. Kind of popped in and out of that scrum a few times, but Arbo finally got a glove on it. And we'll have ourselves a face-off in the Flame zone. Shots on goal now showing 8-0 in favor of the Capitals. And we'll have a face-off to the right of Arbo. It'll be Johnstone against Beaton. To the right of Arbo. Just shy of the halfway mark in the first period here at 10:52. Here's Polchis on the left side. She's peeled off the puck. Tight angle shot attempt, doesn't make its way to the net. Now pinned behind the wall. Borsier and Johnstone trying to fish it out. Capitals come out with it. Shot from the point. Hit the chest of Arbo. Puck was in play, but refs on the other side didn't see it. So blows it down. So we'll have to face off to the right of Arbo again. I'll keep ticking this clock down here, see if I can get it back to as close to real time as possible. 10:29 is the real time on the clock. I'm just a little bit shy here now. Face off. Won by the Capitals, sent down below the goal line. That's O'Dan. O'Dan behind the net. She cuts back, reverses direction, tries backhanding out front. Sent up through the slot to Polchis. And the back linesman has called offside. I'll take this opportunity to... There we go. Now our clock's going to be back in sync with reality. There we go. We are at 10:14 of the first period. No score here in the Flames' second game of the showcase weekend. That one's blown down. And that one's coming all the way back. Nelson didn't take face off for the Flames. Daigle and Feltmate on the blue line for the Flames at the moment. Daigle has to back up here. She keeps it though. Sends it back in. Directed off to the corner there by Delaney. Here comes Odin. Odin gets stopped at the blue line. Get off the puck. Now it's on the stick of Asbridge. Asbridge tries cutting to the middle. That one's broken up as well. Back into the neutral zone. Capitals are going to regroup here. Walter, cross-ice pass. Sends it up the left-hand side. Makes its way into the Flame zone, but Daggle's going to grab that. Just a little over halfway through the first period here. No score. Shots on goal showing 9-1 in favor of the Capitals, though. Daggle behind her own net. She's pinned along the wall. Dowling sends it back to the blue line. Shot! Little bit of a tip there by Power, but didn't make its way to the net, so ends up in the corner. Another centering pass attempt. That one's broken up. And here comes Polchis. She sends it down deep. Now Kimball keeps it at the blue line. Smith in the corner. She's not going to come out with that one. Folks does, though. Folks, tight angle shot. Delaney's going to hang on to that one. And we'll have ourselves a face-off in the Caps' end. No score here. 8:23, first period. Folks in to take the face-off for the Flames. We got Mann and Kimball on the blue line. Mann takes a shot. She hits shin pads. Prince right back the other way. Tight angle shot. And that one's held on to. So Mann went for the quick shot. Hit shin pads. Bounced right back. Big rush the other way, but nothing comes of it. And now we'll have a face-off to the right of our boat. It'll be Johnstone. And Odin. Another shot on net. Bow pushes that one down. Johnstone tries pushing up the wall to Polchis, but it's held in. Another loose puck goes across the slot. Nothing comes to that one. Back into the neutral zone. Here's Payne. Payne tries going up ice. Now Kimball. Kimball bounces it back. No arm up for icing on that. Kimball was behind the red line, but no arm up. Puck into the neutral zone. Prince dishes it off. A little bit of a scramble here. Next to the side of the net. Arbo will grab that one. And we'll have ourselves another face-off in the Flame zone. 7:13 now. Of the first period. 13-2. Shots on goal in favor of the Capitals. Puck towards net. Ends up behind. Payne working behind the goal line. Looking for a centering pass. Sends it back to the blue line. Sent back to the corner. Shot in the middle. Arbo looking for it. Can't find it. Scrambles out by the Flames. And the Caps come back again the other way. Kearney chips it off into the corner. Borsier's there. Borsier looks up the middle of the ice. Skips past Sommers. Onto the stick of Wilkie now. Wilkie. She gains the blue line herself. Takes a shot attempt. Hits the side of the net. Now Daigle. Sends it across to Waterhouse. Dished it back the other way. Daigle wasn't still there. Puck back at the blue line. Shot from the point. Arbo had to take two grabs at it, but she eventually finds it. And she'll hang on to that one. 5:57 now with first period. No score. Shots on goal, though, are 16-2 in favor of the Greenfoot Capitals. Face-off. Won by the Capitals. Shot in. Down below the goal line. Asbridge knocked off the puck. Dooland tries to make it up the left-hand side. Doesn't. Asbridge again in the corner. Working. Tries dishing it back to the point. Makes its way back. Wilkie sent it across, but good shot on. Now Daigle. Daigle behind the net. Up the left side to Dooland. Dooland. Little dangle makes it past the defense. Dooland still going with it. She's finally stopped. Puck contested here along the wall. Mann keeps it in, sends it across. Kimball takes a stab at it. Now Smith is on the scene. She gets it down to the corner. Cook's there working with her. Power turns it over. Back into the neutral zone. Kimball slaps it in. Flames have to tag up. Here's Mann. She bumps into Johnstone. Mann again sends it up the right-hand side to Cook. Cook puts the brakes on. Now Walter's got it. Wrapping around the other side. Capitals through the neutral zone. Here comes Power. Play's broken up. Flames coming back the other way now. Smith dumps it down. She heads for a change. 4 minutes now left in the first period. My clock's still just a little bit off the reality there. We'll get that caught up again next whistle. Mann backhands it up the wall. Now Folks tries to push through. Folks has it. Backhand towards the net. Delaney will hang on to that one. And we'll have a face-off in the Caps' end. 3:37 now left in the first period. No score. Shots on goal, though, pretty heavy in favor of the Capitals, 16-3. Quick draw. Moves to the net. Delaney will cover that one up. We'll do it all again. And my clock is once again almost caught up to reality. It is 3:34 is the real game time clock here. Face off won by the Flames. Shot attempt. That's blocked. Delaney sends that off to the corner. Shoveling along the side of the net. Delaney will hang on to that one too. And we'll try it again. Folks in for the draw for the Flames. And she wins it. Back to Boursier. Boursier backhands it out front. Shot by Waterhouse. Delaney gets that one too. And now we'll have a face-off to the right of Delaney in the Greenfoot end. This one back by the Capitals. Puck down below their goal line, wrapped around the right-hand side. Meant for Asbridge, didn't get there. Now Boursier working along the walls, knocked off her stick. Held in by Lapierre. .255 now left in the first period. Still no score. Flames leveled up a little bit on the shots there in the last couple minutes, but still trailing 16-7 is the shots on goal showing up on the board. Puck down here in the corner. Polchi's battling for it. Waterhouse comes out with it. Shot attempt from the sharp angle. Now Lawrence Sends it across ice to Payne. Payne's going to push that into the zone and head to the bench. Here's Walter. Walter up the right-hand side to Dowling. Lawrence gets a stick on it. Now Kelly. Kelly gets it into the Flame zone. 2 even left on the clock here in the first period. No score in the second game of the showcase for the Flames, that is. Flames winners this morning, 2-0 over the Fundy Kraken. Goals from Dooland, Cook, and Lawrence in that one. And now we'll have a face-off in the Flame zone. 1:35 left on the clock here. And we'll have a face-off in the Flame zone. To the right of our bow. Won by the Capitals. Shot on net. Loose puck! Wow, Daigle got a stick on that somehow. And kept that one out. There was a lot of net to look at there, but great stick by Daigle. Comes hard the other way. Doolan gets a shot on net, and Delaney will hang on to that one. And now we'll do the face-off down here at the other end. Johnstone in to take it for the Flames. And I think it's Driscoll for the Capitals. Indeed it is. Quick shot on net there by Dooland. Centering it again to Dooland. In tight. Now Cook. Cook, she's knocked down. Puck coming back. Daigle's going to back up. Here comes Driscoll. Driscoll. Fires it on the net. Feltmate directs that off to the side. Dooland. Centers it for Cook. Cook's got it. Johnstone had to put the brakes on not to be offside. Back into the neutral zone for the Caps. Shot. That's blocked by Daigle. 33 seconds now left in the period. Puck making his way to the point. Turn, spin, fire. And our bow will hang on to that one with 20 seconds even left here in the first period. Shots on goal showing, well, it just changed. It did say 20-8, but now it says 18-8 for the Capitals. It'll be Kearney in to take the face-off for the Capitals. Face-off, just kind of won back to a little bit of a neutral ice there. Kearney working in the corner. She's pressed against the board by Daigle. Trying to fish it out. 7 seconds now left on the clock. Back behind the net. Kearney again putting pressure on it, and that ends the period. So, no score after the first period here in the second game of the day for the Western Flames. Shots on goal, 18-8 after the first period. And I will rejoin you back at the start of the second period. right, folks, welcome back for the second period. Get the scoreboard back up here for you, and we're underway. No score here after the first period. Flames Capitals, second game of the day for the Flames. Flames won this morning 3-0 over the Kraken. First game of the day for the Capitals, I'm pretty sure. Puck coming back into the Capitals' end. That one's recovered by Harlan. Soft backhand towards the net. Delaney just shovels that out of the fuck into the corner. Here comes Jodry. Jodry cutting to the net. Centering pass. Didn't hit the target. And it's coming back the other way. Chipped into the end. Arm was up for icing. I thought she almost made it to the red line, but I guess not. So that one will come back to the Flames' end. Get your ducks in order, 'cause we're bound across the water. Heave away, me bellies heave away. Come get your ducks in order. Face off, it'll be Fulks facing off against Kearney. Down here in the Flames' end. Caps win it. So I also just realized I don't have a number 14 on my score sheet here. I don't have a 14 for the Caps, but I saw a 14 on the ice, so not sure who that is. But I did figure out we have 55 for the Caps, and this is April. I'm gonna apologize for the pronunciation. April Momborkel is the name, I think. Roughly what I got, so hopefully that's accurate. Sorry to April and family if I didn't quite get that quite right. But we found out who it was. So, quick break here. Referee blows the offside. Linesman went for a tumble. Alright. So that was offside. Referee blew it. Linesman blew a wheel at the red line, so ref took control, blew it down. Hard to speak over the music here between whistles. Is pretty challenging. So I do now have the right number. 14 is Eleanor McHenry. I'm not sure why. So it turns out I do have her on my list, but she's listed as number 0. So I'm not sure why that is the case. But so I did have her. I just didn't have the right number assigned to her. So sorry to the McHenrys. If you're tuned in, wondering why I wasn't saying her name. Face off in the Cap zone. Still no score here. Shots on goal, 18-9 in favor of the Caps. Caps were way out in front on the shots early in the game, but Flames managed to level that up a little bit later in the period, but still trailing. Shot from the point. Delaney directs that off to the side. Rebound picked up by Fulks. Ends up off in the corner. Here's Daigle again. Daigle dishes it off to Polchis. Polchis loses it in her feet. This one's coming back the other way. Daigle's going to pinch off O'Day. Work that along the boards. Polchis comes out with it. Polchis moving up ice. Polchis gains the blue line herself. Dishes it off. Fulks shot. Delaney will hang on to that one too. And we'll have ourselves another face-off in the Caps' end. Shots on goal now showing 18-12 in favor of the Caps. So definitely far less gap than we had earlier in the game. Face-off, won by Fulks. Cross-ice pass to Feltmate. Feltmate fires it on net. Just a little bit of a tip there by Fulks. Fooled everybody, but just missed the net. Now Daigle, one-timer in the slot. Just misses. Flames creating a little bit of pressure here. Feltmate goes cross-ice to Daigle. Daigle fires it on net. Delaney directs that to the corner. Polchis is going to be there first. Polchis sends it across ice. Feltmate with the pinch. Down here in my blind zone, and a couple sponsor banners here just inside the blue line. Makes it hard to see. Can't tell exactly what's going on there, but scramble in the front of the net. Oh, loose outside the net. Nelson takes a swipe at it. Just missed the yawning cage. Now Arbeau out to play it. Here come the Flames again. Daigle through the neutral zone. Dishes it off to Lawrence. Puck below the goal line. Lawrence has it. Lawrence looking back for Daigle. Makes its way there. Lawrence dishes it back to Daigle again. Daigle shot through traffic. Delaney delivers that one off to the corner. Now Nelson behind the net. She's pinched off the puck. LaPierre's there, wraps it around the wall. It's going to be pinched by Boursier. Gets past her. Driscoll tried centering that one. Didn't get there. And we'll have ourselves a face-off. 15:58, second period, no score. I missed a penalty call there. We have an interference call. I didn't see exactly who went there. Might have been Marley Payne. Headed to the box for an interference call. Nonetheless, Flames on the power play. At the 15:58 mark here of the second period. No score. Grant Harvey Center hosting all the games for this weekend's showcase weekend. One more game after this one today. It'll be the Surge and the Kraken. And High Button Logan will bring you that one. I'll be back tomorrow for another Flames game. Here's Nelson. Nelson in the neutral zone. 30 seconds gone on the Flames power play. Held in by Waterhouse. Waterhouse tries moving it along the boards. She's pinched off by Jodry. Still has it for the Flames. Folks goes cross ice to Borsier's over there. Boursier moves it up. Shot. And Delaney will hang on to that one. And there's 1:04 now left in the Flames power play. 15:02 in the second. Flames have really leveled out the shots here now at 18-17 in favor of the Capitals. After the Capitals were way out in front on the shot department earlier in the game. Daigle at the blue line. Dishes it off. Shot. That misses high. Wraps around the boards to Feltmate. Feltmate trying to hold it in. Just barely. It's held in. Polchis has it along the wall. She's going to dish it off to Daigle. Daigle looking. Moving to the middle. Daigle. Shot attempt. Folks almost got a backhand on it. She hits the side of the net. Down below the goal line. Folks sends it back to Feltmate. Feltmate again. Goes cross ice to Daigle. Daigle fires. Hits a stick. Ends up in the corner. Now Cook. Cook dishes it off to Polchis. Polchis to Daigle. Daigle shot again. That one misses high. On the netting. Now Polchis. She centers it. Backhand attempt by Cook. Didn't get enough on it. Ends up in the corner. 14:08. Second period. 8 seconds left in the Flames power play. Here comes Daigle walking in. Daigle. Shot attempt again. Gets the rebound herself. Second shot didn't get anywhere. And we're back to even strength. Here come the Capitals. Daigle backing up. Shot attempt. Hits a stick of Feltmate. Chips up behind the glass there a little bit. And now Folks. Folks making her way up the ice. Flames probably looking for a change here now. That power play out there for a while. Here comes Power. She puts the brakes on, dumps it down low. Just back to the blue line to LaPierre. LaPierre hit a body, bounced back out. LaPierre again. She goes cross ice. Up to the neutral zone. Dishes it to Power. Power didn't quite get much on it. And Flames coming back the other way. Here's Sommers. Sommers carries it into the corner. Sommers still with it. Looking at options. Dishes it back to the point. Sadie Mann shot. Sadie Mann wearing number 5 affiliate for the Flames from the Phantom Storm. This is probably Sadie's 4th or 5th game with the Flames this year, I think. Somewhere around there. With most of our injuries, suspensions, and whatnot all coming on the blue line. Currently, Sophia Gauvin out of the lineup for the Flames, injured. She'll be out a few weeks. Getting an injury at the last game before the Christmas break down at the Q-Plex against the Kraken. Shot in tight by Dooland. Didn't get much of it. Dangerous position to get the shot off, but didn't get all of it. So nothing comes of that. Puck still in the Greenfoot zone. Flames continue to put a little bit of pressure here on after spending a lot of the first period on the defensive side of things. Here's Parsons. Parsons centers the puck. That's knocked off to the side by Arbo. Nelson in the corner trying to dig it out. She's fighting against Parsons. Puck still pinned. Asbridge down there as well. Dooland finally comes out with it, sends it cross ice for Eason. Eason chips it in, heads to the bench. Wholesale change for the Flames going on. Not quite, but approaching the halfway mark of this second period. Still no score. Shots on goal have ticked to 19-17. This one's going to be whistled down. And it looks like the Capitals are going to take a timeout here after a fairly lengthy period of sustained pressure by the Flames. I'm going to take this opportunity to get my clock back to the right place. Sometimes the start and stop button's a little finicky on the technology device, and then I end up not getting the clock going. So 10:56 is the real time here. We'll get you here in a second during the timeout. Greenfoot taking their timeout. Coach probably not particularly thrilled with the fairly drastic change in momentum. And now we will resume play with a face-off in the Capitals' end. It will be Folks for the Flames. Face-off, won by the Capitals. Down to the corner. Wilkie sends it up the right-hand side, doesn't get very far. Now Lawrence working along the wall. She's got Folks with her. Now Walter, she's pinned along the wall. Pops out the other side. Feltmate goes for the pinch of the blue line, but it gets out. Here come the Capitals. Make their way into the Flame zone. Centering pass attempt. Plays broken up, still loose in the front. That one's going all the way down. Icing's waved off. No icing on that play. 20-17 your shots on goal in favor of the Capitals. Puck through the neutral zone. Here's Dowling. She chips it into the zone. Folks will rip it behind the net for Daigle. Daigle gets it into the neutral zone. And the Capitals will come right back. Harland, she throws it on Arbo. Arbo just directs that off to the corner. Now it's below the goal line in the Flame zone. Here's Lawrence on the right-hand side. She chips it into the middle. Now Dowling. She gains the blue line herself. Takes a shot. Big rebound, but nothing comes of that. Now Feltmate. Feltmate's going to chip that one down. Icing signaled, but waved off by the front lines person. And that one's going to come back the other way. Pass misses the target. Puck down along the goal line. Shot attempt. Misses the net high. Ends up off in the corner. Cook, Johnstone, Smith out here now for the Flames. Coming up to the left-hand side. That one's going to be held into the blue line by Payne. She rips it around the wall. A little bit of a pile here along the boards. Johnstone comes out with it. Sends it back to Sadie Mann. Mann tries walking around the attacker. Dishes it off to Kimball. Kimball now. She's going to rip it off the boards. It's going to make its way to the neutral zone. But that one's right back onto the stick of Lapierre. Lapierre up to the neutral zone to Beaton, who also chips it in. Bunch of Greenfoot gone for a change. Centering pass for Cook by Mann. Ends up right back on her own stick. Mann still going after that contested puck. Here comes Asbridge. Asbridge sends it over. Shot. That goes wide. Timeout. Definitely sparked a little bit of life for the Capitals here. We've kind of edged the shots on goal back up to 23-17 in their favor. Face off to the right of our boat. O'Dan tossed out. Asbridge in to take the face off. Won by Asbridge. Comes back to Walter. Walter chips it along the wall, down below the goal line in the Flame zone. Puck contested along the wall. Nelson's over there. Finally chipped into the neutral zone. Race for the puck. Walter's going to be there. She sends out the right-hand side. Back in the neutral zone for Boursier. Boursier takes a step back. Sends it cross ice. Nelson backhands it into the zone softly. And it's coming right back again the other way. Asbridge chipped into the Flame zone. Waterhouse tried shoveling it behind the net. Didn't get very far, but not much came of it. Still below the goal line. Finally knocked free here. Boursier is going to slow things down a little bit, put the brakes on behind the net. Comes up her left-hand side. Boursier again. Lost a handle on it, turned over. Held in at the blue line by Harland. Regroup in the neutral zone by Prince. Now Waterhouse up through the neutral zone. Coming back the other way. Couple Flames going for a change. Folks jumps on the ice. Loose puck bobbling in front. Ends off on the side. Here's Payne. Payne goes cross ice. Pass intended back for Kelly there. Didn't get to her. Payne again. Gets it on our bow. Slow whistle. And our bow will cover that one up. So after the Flames had a few minutes of sustained pressure, now it's flipped back the other way. Capitals putting the gas back on the Flames here. 5:56 of the second period. No score. Shots on goal 25-17 in favor of the Greenfoot Capitals. Puck below the goal line in the Flame zone. Sent up the left-hand side for Polchis. Gets past her. And now it's on the stick of Payne. Payne comes cross ice for Kelly. Kelly, she's just going to chip it into the corner. Daigle took a swipe at it, but Power kept the puck moving forward. Held in again by Lapierre. Lapierre wraps it around. Kelly in the corner. Still with it. Kelly She's finally taken off the puck by Folks. Folks chips up the left side to Polchis. Polchis through the neutral zone. Gives it to Lawrence. Lawrence, one-on-one against LaPierre. He gets a shot. Directed off to the corner by Delaney. Now it's back up the other side. Johnstone. Johnstone goes in for the pinch. Little scrum here in my blind spot. And it finally pops out, and it'll be Daigle in the neutral zone. Daigle just chips it ahead for Cook. Cook gets over the blue line, but it's quickly sent right back out. Daigle does the same thing again. Puck still free. Daigle again in the neutral zone. This time she's going to keep it herself. Daigle takes the shot. Delaney directs that to the corner. 4:37 now left in the second period. Still no score here at the Grant Harvey Center in Fredericton. One more game on the showcase schedule today, and that'll be the Surge and the Kraken following this one. So if by chance you're watching this wondering when the Surge and Kraken are going to start, it will be behind schedule. This game was on tap to be ending around 8, and it's not going to get anywhere as close to that. So, 4:02 left in the second period. We'll have a face-off to the right of Delaney. In the Greenfoot end, it'll be Nelson in to take it against Odan. Odan wins that one, chips it up the wall. Held in by Waterhouse. Nope, gets past her. Here come the Capitals. Shot attempt, hits shin pads. Another shot there by Odan. Didn't make its way through. Now it's back into the neutral zone. Here's Walter. Walter sends up the right-hand side. That's going to be picked up by McHenry. Centering puck. Loose in front. That was a pretty juicy chance. Another one right in front. That one goes over the net. That's probably two of the best scoring chances of the game so far. And here comes the third one. She had a wide open net to backhand. Couldn't get the trigger off. And the Flames get that out of the zone. 3 minutes even now left in the second period. Definitely a little bit of duress there for the Flames on that. 3 fairly high quality scoring chances. But the score remains 0-0. It'll be Nelson and Power in the faceoff dot. Nelson wins it. Boursier behind the net. Sends up the right-hand side to Sommers. Sommers gets it into the neutral zone. Now Harland. Harland's going to go cross ice in the neutral zone. Play's broken up just inside the blue line. Shot there by Jodry, just over the net. Capitals continue to press here late in the second period. .225 left here in the second. No score still. 27-20 is the shots on goal now. Puck pinned along the wall. Polchis tries to chip it in the neutral zone, doesn't get there, ends it back up on the stick of Daigle. Daigle gets it out. Right back in with Prince. Now to Lawrence. Lawrence up the right-hand side. Puck's taken over by Harland. Deep pinch by Feltmate. She keeps it in. Little scrum along the wall. Harland comes out with it. Sends it around the right-hand side this time. Gives that a try. That one's not going to get past Daigle. Neither is that one. Still held in. Harland Reverses behind the net. Tries the right-hand side again. Daigle over for another pinch. Doesn't keep it in, but gets the puck back. As we approach the final minute of the second period here. Still no score. Shots on goal, 27-21 in favor of Greenfoot. Second game of the day for the Flames. Flames winners 3-0 this morning over the Kraken. Shot in tight. That one's in. Greenfoot on the board. I think it was Kearney, but do the flyby here. It was indeed Kearney. Comes out with that one. And now we have our first score of the game, and the Greenfoot Capitals are on top 1-0 with 50 seconds left to go here in the second period. Here's Mann. Mann through the neutral zone. Shot attempt. That's directed off the corner. She picks up a little bit of a rebound, tries her second shot. Also doesn't get through. Now Doolin. She can't get it. 22 now on the clock for the second period. Cook, Johnstone battling for it along the wall here. LaPierre is in there as well. Finally pops back the other way. Boursier comes out with it. Final 5 now. LaPierre along the wall. And that's the end of the second period. So the shots on goal after 2 are 29-22 in favor of the Greenfoot Capitals. And the Capitals also now in the lead. 1-0 off the Kearney goal late here in the second period. I'll put you on mute, and I will rejoin you for the start of the third period. All right, folks, welcome back for the third period here. Greenfoot Capitals leading the Western Flames 1-0 after 2 periods. Late second period goal by Kearney has the Greenfoot Capitals up on top. They're also out shooting the Flames 29-22. Flames on their second game of the day. They played the Kraken this morning, 1-3-0. First game of the day for the Capitals, I think. Probably should have fact-checked that. Puck in the Flame zone. Boursier knocks it free. Here's Johnstone. Johnstone looks up the left side to Polchis. Polchis gets a stick on it, but it's not going to make its way out. Finally gets into the neutral zone. And now Mann, Sadie Mann, affiliate player, gets up the left side to Smith. Held in by Prince. Prince is knocked off the puck. Gets it back. Here comes a shot from the ring line. Loose puck in this crease. I don't know how Arbo knocked that one off to the corner or what it hit. Here's Payne. Payne throws across ice. Shot. That one's still loose. Ref right in there. Finally blows it down. And we'll have another face-off in the Flames' end to the right of our bow. Both teams sending out a few new players. Daigle and Feltmate over the boards for the Flames. Odin in to take the face-off for the Capitals. She wins it. Backhanded down to the corner. Working it along the wall. Puck held in by Payne. Shot from the slot, loose. Makes his way behind the net. Asbridge. She's knocked off it by Feltmate, but Capitals maintain control here. Now Dooland. Dooland through the neutral zone. Puts the brakes on. Looks for Cook. Cook fishing for it in her feet. Can't get it out. And that one's going to come back to the neutral zone. Nelson tried to keep things moving forward. Gets past her. Odin, she's going to just shovel it into the Flames' end and head to the bench. Just 2 minutes gone here in the third period. Capitals leading 1-0 on the Kearney goal in the final minute of the second period. Flames bench. Not happy with the takedown on the way to the net there, but neither of the people who matter put their arms up in the air, so no call. Puck in the neutral zone. Kimball whips it in. It's going to be picked up, sent up the right side to Kelly. Kelly gets it in the neutral zone. Here comes Dowling. Dowling still with it. Centering puck. Shot attempt. Arbo fishing for it. I think she's got it. And she does. Arbo will hang on to that one. And we'll have another face-off in the Flame zone. 33-22 now the shots on goal in favor of the Greenfoot Capitals. Face-off coming to the left of Arbo. Face-off won by the Capitals. Comes back to the point. Sent back to the corner. Working below the goal line is Jodry. Jodry tries cutting to the middle. Jodry centering pass. She hit Prince. Prince tucks that one in. And the Greenfoot Capitals take a 2-0 lead here now. In the third period. So 16:34 in the third period. I believe it was the Prince goal from Jodry. Neutral zone puck. Feltmate pushes that into the zone. Now Folk's on it. Folks tries sending it back to Feltmate. That doesn't make its way there. Puck's coming back the other way. Shot by Jodry. Didn't get much on it. She was coming with speed, but unable to get the shot off. Now wrapped around the wall. Wilkie's going to pick it up at the blue line. Wilkie keeps it in. Now Driscoll. She tried cutting to the middle. Doesn't get there. Wilkie again. She's going to send it down the right-hand side this time. Cut into the middle there by Beaton. Hit a foot. Ended up back in the corner. Capitals pressing here. Kearney dishes it off in the corner. Puck's finally taken by Dooland, who just shovels it into the neutral zone, heads to the bench. Puck below the goal line here. Kearney putting pressure on Feltmate. Knocks it free. Flames recover. Sommers keeping it through the neutral zone by herself. Rest of the line mates heading to the bench for a change. Sommers backhands it towards the net. Nobody's there. Puck ends up in the corner. Here's Sommers again. Sommers, she'll take a shot. Delaney will hang on to that one. And Flames probably happy to have the puck out of their end after some early pressure here by the Capitals. 34-22 the shots on goal now. Nelson's going to try her hand at the face-off this time. Behind the play here, Smith heading off the ice down at the other end. I didn't see a play or anything that happened, so hopefully Smith is okay there. She's leaving the ice kind of slow, but under her own power, so that's good. So we'll check in on that later. Hopefully Clara Smith is all right. Nelson turfed out of the face-off. Sommers will come in and take it. Puck wrapped around the wall. Skips past Power. Here's Sommers. Again with the puck. Sommers looking for somebody up the side. Doesn't get there. Back into the Flames zone. Here's Mann. Skipped off her stick. Here come the Capitals again. Here comes Power. Power cutting to the middle, looking for a shot. Doesn't get it off. In tight, loose puck in the crease. You can see it. It pops free. Asbridge down on her knees tried to take a stab at it, but she couldn't get it into the open net. And the Flames get that one out. Icing signaled on this one, and that'll come back. So we're sitting at 15:33 of the third period. Face off to the left of our bow. Battle for it here in the corner. Kelly knocks it free. Comes back out to the blue line. That one's held in by Mumbork. I'm just gonna say Mumbork. I have a handwritten scribble here of what the name is. 4:55 for the Capitals. Puck in the corner. Nelson's trying to get it out. Pressing against Kelly. Now Kelly trying to dig it out. And The refs will have enough of that one. And we'll have a face-off in the Flame zone. Face-off will be coming to the left of our boat. Next Flames game tomorrow. Here against the Cape Breton Lynx at 4. Based off the schedule today, that probably actually won't start at 4. But that's the scheduled time for the Flames game tomorrow. Of course, game starting right at 8 a.m. again tomorrow morning. All available on High Button Sports. Combination of Theo and Logan will be calling games for you. And this one's gonna come all the way back. And we'll have a face-off to the left of Delaney. Folks in to take it. Can't tell who she's facing off against. I think it was Driscoll. Jerseys get kind of tucked to pants a little bit. Backhand in tight by Folks. Delaney played that one clean. Now it's coming back the other way with speed. Shot. That's broken up. And now Daigle will pick it up behind the Flames net. Daigle. Through the neutral zone. Flames power play here. Here comes Wilkie. Wilkie, one-on-one. Having a battle there with Feltmate. Feltmate finally comes away with the puck, gives it off to Daigle. Daigle chips it up the right-hand side. Half of this penalty now almost killed by the Capitals. I didn't see what the call was. Kearney killing a little bit of time. Dishes it off to Payne. Payne, she gets it all the way up. 45 seconds now left on the Flames power play. Yet to really get set up and established in the zone here. Lawrence will try a hand at it. She gives it to Dooland. Dooland, she's peeled off the puck. And again sent back to regroup in their own end are the Flames. 28 seconds now left in the advantage. 12:41 left in the period. Boursier gains the blue line herself. Tried dishing it back to Dooland. Skips past her. That one's coming all the way down again. That's almost going to do it for the power play for the Flames. 5 seconds now remains on the player advantage. And that does it. Back to even strength. Greenfoot player steps out of the box. It was Jodry. I didn't see what the call was. Puck in the Capital zone. Holding attempt by Waterhouse. Unsuccessful. Coming down the other way. Shot! Our bow hangs on to that one. And the shots on goal have crept up to 37 now on our bow. 24 for the Flames. Face off to the right of our bow. John Stone pushes it over to the wall. Now it's pinned over there. Trying to fish it out. Can't get it out. Gets it, makes his way to the middle, and that one ends up in the back of the net as well. And the Capitals now pushing things open, 3-0 on 38 shots here in the third period. Face off, won by the Capitals. Just shy of the halfway mark here of the third period. Here's Kelly. She dishes it off at the blue line. It's knocked free. Kelly recovers it in the neutral zone. Back into the Flames' end. Cut to the middle. Flames get a stick on it. Break that one up. Here's Parsons. Parsons still working with it in the corner. She's got Mann and Johnstone on her. Finally pops out to Kimball on the other side. Now it's back on the stick of Prince. Centering puck. Didn't get a shot off. Now here comes Cook up the right-hand side. Puck along the wall. Folks walks out with it. Couldn't keep a handle on it. Dumped into the Flames corner. A couple of the Capitals headed for a line change. Folks is there. Puck's pinned along the wall. Lawrence trying to fish it out. Makes his way back to the blue line. Held in. Flung softly towards the net. Didn't hit the net though. And we're exactly at the halfway mark of the third period. Flames now trailing 3-0. Here comes Driscoll. She stopped at the blue line, but the puck's held in. Back on Driscoll's stick. Feltmate battling for it with her. Driscoll behind the net. Tries backhanding it out front. Loose. Ends up back below the goal line. Now it's McHenry. She centers it. Doesn't hit the target. Polchis. She at least chips it into the neutral zone. Where Wilkie spins and then carries it into the zone. Daigle in the corner. Trying to knock it free. Nelson's there. Daigle's there. In the feet of Daigle. Everyone's trying to fish it out. Kearney comes out with it. Backhands it to the middle for McHenry. Along the side of the net, our Bow held that one out. Back to the blue line. Soft shot. Doesn't make its way through all the bodies. Again, sent back down low in the Flame zone. That one's blown down, offside. And we are at the 8:27 mark of the third period. Flames trailing 3-0. They were hanging around for a while, but Caps kind of have opened things up here a little bit. Shots on goal are 39-24 now in favor of the Capitals. Flames had edged that fairly close at one point. But puck in the corner. Sadie Mann, she's pinched off the puck. Johnstone gets it into the middle. Quickly coming back the other way. Here's Boursier. Boursier, she pushes it ahead for Summers. Summers chips it into the corner. Doolin's going to come put pressure on it. So did Summers. Skips past her. Now it's right back on the stick of Power. Power, she was looking for Asbridge in the neutral zone. Didn't quite get there. And now the puck's right back into the Flame zone again. Here's Mann. Mann puts the brakes on behind the net. Falls down. Doolin goes back to try and help out. Deep pinch. And we have a penalty call. We have a body contact call coming. And it'll be against the Capitals. So the Flames, chance to at least get a little something going here with 7:35 left to go in the third period. And it's Power in the box for body contact. And the Flames have taken their time out. See if they can't sketch something up here to make things interesting for the final minutes of this game. 7:35 is what we have left. Again, Flames tomorrow, 4 o'clock here. Or whatever time it happens to be. Definitely way behind schedule here tonight. This game was supposed to be, I think 8:15 is when the game behind us was supposed to start. And there's still 7 minutes left on this and a flood and a warm-up, so definitely running half hour or more behind schedule. Face-off in the Greenfoot end. Flames on a power play. Sent back to Feltmate. Feltmate's going to go across ice. Daigle shot. Hits the net. Backhand. And Delaney will hang on to that one, and we'll have another face-off attempt here. Only 8 seconds burnt off the power play there. 7:27 remaining in the third period. Face-off to the left of Delaney this time. Folkson to take it for the Flames. Won by Greenfoot, but held in at the blue line by Feltmate. Sharp angle shot attempt there by Folks. Doesn't make its way to the net. Ends up in the corner. It's going to make its way back to Daigle. Daigle now. Daigle sends it over to Polchis. Polchis shot through traffic. Delaney sees that one and hangs on to it. And we'll have another face-off. No change for the Flames here, but the Greenfoot penalty killers change up. Folks again in for the face-off. Didn't see who lined up there for the Capitals. Puck comes across. Shot attempt by Daigle. Nice and low, but went wide left. Sent down the ice. Arbeau out to play it. She just leaves it there for Daigle. Daigle looking like she was trying to build up some speed and keep going there, but she's knocked off the puck. Picked up by Folks. Folks shot. That was right into the glove of Delaney, and she'll hang on to it. And we're now at 6:42 of the third period. 1:07 left here in the Flames power play. Shots on goal 39-28 in favor of the Capitals. Face-off won by Folks. Makes its way to Daigle. Daigle on to the left to Polchis. Back to Daigle. Daigle sends it through all the bodies. Doesn't make its way to the net. It misses wide left. Cook will dish that off to Polchis. And it comes back to Daigle. A little bit of a scramble there at the blue line. Makes its way out. She'll regroup here with Feltmate. Come back through the neutral zone. That one to Cook. Loses it in her feet. Hartland will rip that one down. Sorry, Harland, not Hartland. And now Boursier behind the net. She's got Lawrence with her, trying to get things going here. Finally peel the puck off Jodry, who's putting pressure on the situation. Jodry really pressing the Flames penalty killers, or Flames power play here. Jodry peeled 2 or 3 people off the puck. Still cut it in the middle for a shot. Nice effort there by Jodry. 5:41 now left on the clock. 6 seconds left in the Flames power play. Face off to the left of Arbeau. Won by the Flames. Back to Man. Knocked off the stick of Man, but she's going to pick it right back up. Man through the neutral zone. She's taken down hard by the turnbuckle there. She pops right back up. Looks to be all right. Giving a little shove to Jodry after getting back up to her feet. And the Flames right back to the power play here with 5:23 left on the game clock. 2 minutes up on the board for a Flames power play. 40-28, the shots on goal. Arbeau having a busy night in the net. Penalty was to Payne. Flames try sending it back to the point to Daigle. Gets past her. Here's Beaton. Beaton getting down there with some speed. Couldn't quite complete the tight cut to the net. But Arbeau has to hang on to it, so there'll be a defensive zone face-off here with the Flames on the power play. 1:39 on the clock for the power play. 5:02 on the game clock. Face-off to the left of Arbeau. Daigle is going to get that. She sends it up the right-hand side to Cook, but it gets past her. That one's picked up by Walter. Walter chips it into the neutral zone. Here comes Kearney. She reverses. Sends it back to Mumbork. And that'll be held on to. .120 now left on the Flames power play. And both sides going for full change here. Oden to take the face-off for the Capitals. Didn't see who lined up there for the Flames. Lawrence it was. Puck skips back below the goal line in the Flame zone. Boursier puts the brakes on, cuts back the other way. Sends it up ice for Dooland. Gets past her. And once again, the Flames have to return below their own goal line to start things off. Here comes Dooland. Dooland through the neutral zone. Dooland looking for a shot opportunity. Gets one off. But again, Delaney had a good look at that one. Just eats that one up. And we'll have a face-off with 43 seconds left on the power play in the Greenfoot end. Lawrence is going to take that face-off for the Flames. She wins it clean. Shot from the point by Mann. Didn't get a whole lot of that one. Mann tried to hold that one at the point, skips past her feet. Race for the puck. Defensively, backhanded towards the net. 25 now left on the Flames power play. Lawrence is going to pick that up, chip it up the right-hand side. Held in by Asbridge. Below the goal line again for Boursier. Boursier reverses and reverses again. Gives it up to Mann. Now up through the neutral zone. Played by Walter. Behind the Greenfoot end. Back to even strength. 3-minute mark now. Here in the third period, Flames trailing 3-0 on a pretty high shot affair here. 73 shots in this game so far. 43 for the Greenfoot Capitals, 30 for the Flames. And that one's offside. So we'll have another little reset here in a neutral zone face-off. Under 3 to go. 2:53 on the clock. Back to even strength here. Puck in the neutral zone. Wilkie overskates it in the neutral zone. Cook can't take it though. Sommer's trying to get it now. Sommers comes out with it. She's going to give it off to Feltmate. Feltmate cuts back the other way and cuts back to her left. Sends it up. Chips into the neutral zone where it's picked up by Wilkie. Wilkie pushes it up for Parsons. Now back in the neutral zone for Cook. Here's Sommers. Sommers by herself. Johnstone trailing up the play. Sommers dishes it back to Daigle. Daigle just outside the blue line has to pull it out. And the Flames all need to tag up. And we're now under 2 minutes left in this game. Flames down 3-0. Looking for a goal of some type here to get on the board. So the Flames shut out the Kraken this morning 3-0, and now on the cusp of getting shut out themselves 3-0. Greenfoot not going to have any urgency to move that puck out of the corner at this point in the game. Daigle throws it towards the net, hit a couple bodies and a couple bounces, but ended up being harmless. Here comes Driscoll. Driscoll tries cutting into the middle, hits man, then bounces back. And Arbeau will cover that one up. Almost to the final minute of this game. 1:18 left on the clock. Face off to the left of Arbeau. Country music, clearly the popular choice for this evening's game. Shot in tight, almost. Nice cut to the net. Now it's back to Boursier. Puck in the corner. Lawrence looking for it. Here's Jodry. Jodry in the neutral zone by herself. She'll just chip it in and go for a line change. Flames down to their final 45 seconds here now, trying to get on the board. Lawrence tried moving it to the middle. Chipped away. Now on the stick of Walter. Walter gains the blue line herself. Turned it over. Here's Sommers. Sommers also doesn't get very far. Couple new Flames on the ice here. Sommers, Johnstone, Cook. Gonna finish it off for the Flames. Johnstone in the middle, gets it into the neutral zone. It's coming right back the other way again, though. There's Beaton. She's knocked off the puck. Now Lapierre. She comes cross ice to Payne. Payne up the right-hand side. Long shot. And that'll be the final shot of the game. Flames fall 3-0. So a 1-on-1 day for the Flames. A 3-0 shutout. And then getting shut out 3-0. Greenfoot with the win here. 44-30, the final shots on goal. And that'll do it for this one. I will sign off. And Logan's got you covered next with the Surge and Kraken for the final game of the night. And we will talk to you tomorrow for day 2 of